It's another episode of the We'll Just Agree
To Disagree, is that what it's called?
podcast. Yes, I'm Beyonce Fox.
I am Riley.
You okay?
We are here.
You good?
We are here.
Okay. Wow.
Whole nother podcast one day.
Okay, one day we'll talk about it.
We will, definitely.
But today, what are we talking about?
Okay, we got to talk about this.
We're just kind of random with it today. So.
No, we got to talk about this because
What?
I saw this and so many people were talking about it and it was on Good Morning America everywhere.
Yeah.
The movie The Blind Side.
Yeah.
Which I actually really liked that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra Bullock won an Oscar for it.
Did she? Okay.
Yes.
I don't
Because
know if I
now,
saw it.
once you hear this story, Twitter's also saying they need to remove her Oscar from this movie.
Oh.
Because the story is, long story short, we are paraphrasing.
Mm-hmm.
The story that the movie was based off on, Michael Orr, I believe that's how you say his last name, the black football player that the white family took him in, adopted him, gave him this life, he became in the NFL, all that, found out in February of this year, a few months ago, 2023, that the parents did not actually legally adopt him. And when he was signing documents that he thought they were adopting him, he was actually being signed into a conservatorship.
So he obviously was at least 18 years old at the
Correct.
time. Okay.
So he basically, in a situation, was like what Britney Spears' father was to her, where they had control of the money, his contracts. So he now has literally filed a lawsuit against them, has a petition and everything. I think he's been claiming that he has not gotten a lot of money from that movie. He cannot,
which grossed $300 million, by the way.
Exactly. If I'm correct, I think they said the dad was also a businessman who had certain businesses where the kids, like who he thought were his siblings, all get a piece of course, because he legally is not your dad. He
didn't get a piece?
He will not get a piece from
Okay,
that.
but if you're legally adopted...
But he was never legally adopted.
Oh,
That's
Lord.
what he found out.
Yeah, this crazy story.
He found out that he signed the papers for that, but not for adoption. So now it's just been causing a lot, because he is filed a lawsuit. The parents have fired back. In my opinion, they not really denying it. They're saying it was for the better good of him. Now, I will put this out there. Based off the movie, he did have some type of learning disabilities. Yeah. So they are saying, it was for the betterment of you. Okay. This is why we did this. But some people are actually blaming Michael, the football player, because they're looking like, you just now checking your money in February to realize.
But how can you blame him thinking all along that he thought he was adopted by his family?
Okay, so there's two.
I mean, you're a teenager.
Yeah, and there are two sides of it. The people are talking about the money side and the adoption side. Yeah. Now, I'm going to use comedian Just Niche, who was hanging out on the morning show. She was actually one who gave Goofy to the parents and Michael. And she said, money-wise, is it messed up? Absolutely. But she's saying, were they your legal parents? No. But did they take care of him for all those years as if they were? And that, yes. But I'm saying to that, because they knew it was a scam all along.
Yeah, but the lie is in you saying that I am your adopted son.
And that's the problem.
So that's a big problem.
But to Niche's defense, Niche was saying, okay, I may not be legally your father or mother, but I took care of you like you were my son.
No, that's
so you
not
wouldn't
acceptable.
know the difference.
That's not acceptable.
To me, I think it's two things. I think he has probably heard about this financially. He probably has lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But two, emotionally, who you thought were your parents aren't.
That's gotta hurt, period. Let's take the finances out of it.
Take the finances out of it.
Just period. Take the fact that he was in the NFL, take all of that out of it, the movie, all of that. Just an average Joe every day. If I were adopted, which I used to think I was back in the day, that's a whole nother story. But if I were adopted and then later in life, I find out that I technically was not adopted, but I've been living with this family for so many years who saw about me, that is devastation at its highest level.
And if you saw...
Period.
And if you saw the movie, he had a hard time. So the fact that they really took him in and he finally felt like he had family and siblings and a home.
Yes.
To know that it was all a lie?
Yes, it's deceit. So why do you think Sandra Bullock should have her Oscar taken
I
away?
don't think that. That was a debate on Twitter because they're all saying now...
She's an actress.
No, I don't think it's like for real.
Okay.
But a lot of news stories have been calling it the blind lie. Because honestly now, this movie could all technically be a lie.
Yeah.
So they're really saying, take that Oscar away. That's not even.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a lie.
Well, she has nothing to do with that.
No, she really does.
Okay.
It was a debate on Twitter, like, should she? Oh, should she still?
Oh, yeah, no.
But
she has no clue as to what all the...
No, because even when she studied to do the movie, she probably really thought she was studying this real life.
Right.
As he did.
Exactly.
He just found this out in February.
So there were also some rumors and some reports that he was going to drop a bombshell before this all happened. So what's that about?
Well, I didn't hear about that, but I did know that the father is claiming that prior to this lawsuit, he, I guess, went to them and I want to say asked for 15 mil. It was a crazy number. And they were saying no, so that's why they're saying Michael went with the lawsuit.
Okay, so if the movie grossed $300 million...
And all I want is
15.
And then the father's also saying that they did not make that much money off of the movie. They only made money off of the book. Now, do we believe that? Because if you lied that you were somebody... And the movie is based off of the book. But if you were somebody's... If you lied that you were somebody's father, why am I lying? Why am I believing anything you're saying right now?
Thank you very much. Yeah. I feel really bad for him.
I do too.
Because again, taking out all that other equation and just on the strength of, gosh, I thought this was really my family, I would be devastated.
Thankfully, Michael has a family of his own. He has a wife and kids now. So yes. I hope and pray that he's doing well. Mm-hmm. But mentally, yeah, that's tough. Like you said, take the money out of it.
Yes.
But even though you did that, now I really look at you like, I really don't want to look at you as who I thought were parents. Now I got to look at you as like you scam artist. You scam me. Basically, allegedly.
So what would you do in that situation?
Give me my money. Run me my money. And after I get this check from you, don't talk to me.
Oh. Okay.
There's no type of we're family. We can move forward still as a family after this.
Yeah.
You knew what you had me signing. You knew what I thought I was signing. Mm-hmm. Am I grateful? I'll say thank you for helping me when I was going through and bringing me in your home.
Yeah.
But even then, it's tough because you saw a tall black man that you knew was going to be a star. So you really knew you were scamming me. Mm-hmm. And it paid off in your eyes. You got all the money you wanted.
That's the hurtful part.
So run me the money. We done.
Yeah. I agree.
What would you do?
That would really hurt. I don't know. I think I would want some sort of consequence in there. Not just a whole,
I agree.
Give me my money. Thank you for rearing me. I'm out. No, something else needs to be done because that is going to scar that man for the rest of his life. And then it's going to have a trickle-down effect on his family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indirectly and directly.
Yeah. So
something needs to be done. Now, I don't know the whole who, what, where, when, why with this whole thing. Because only they know for sure. But if it is what it seems to be, some consequences need to be made.
I agree with that.
Period.
I agree. What else were we talking about? Because you asked me a question off the mic that I was just like, what do you be thinking about when you think these questions?
Just stuff. Because, my brain is kind of different. It's wired a little different than the average person.
Kind of.
So, I was just wondering, imagine if we were invisible. And just for a day. Just for one day. What would you do if you were invisible?
Can I hear your answer first?
Not invincible. Invisible.
Can I hear your answer?
Okay, mine is on some serious stuff. If I were invisible for a day, first place I want to go to is Capitol Hill to see what is really going on with our country and these leaders that make these decisions that affect our lives. I want to sit in on some of these sessions and see who's making these decisions. Yes, absolutely.
I need to reevaluate my life then. Because that's not where I was going.
Really?
I want to sit in some of these hallways and just hear what y'all be talking. I just want to know when I'm not around who be saying what and what do y'all be saying. I don't give a F about going to no Capitol. They gonna do what they gonna do regardless. I just want to know what y'all be saying here.
You don't care about the leaders of this country.
When you realize the country that we are living in and based off of, I don't worry about a leader because I know who my leader is. I look to the hills, not the Capitol Hill, but I look to the other hills where my help comes from.
Boy, let me pass this offering plate. What?
Because when 45 was in office and was causing this country to go crazy, I wasn't worried about a 45. 45 ain't got no heaven or hell to put me in.
Facts. So that's one of the things I would do.
Okay, what else would you do?
Another thing, and this is all on some serious stuff, I would go to nursing facilities, I would go to homeless shelters, and I would go to daycare providers to make sure that these vulnerable populations are not being abused and they're being cared for the way they should. That's on some real stuff right there. If I were invisible.
I don't think I want to give any more on my list.
Give me one more.
No.
Come on, Ryan. One more. Give me
No,
one more.
I ain't got nothing.
Give me one more.
I don't have nothing. I'm not going to embarrass myself.
Something to think about, though.
Yeah.
If you were invisible, what are some of the things you would do?
I want to see everybody contracts that I work with.
You know.
I want to know I want to see how much on this sheet of paper did this Beyonce make. I want to see everybody contract. That's what I want. You go save the people. I'm trying to save some of us up here.
Lord.
I'm gonna save some people.
And on that note, we good?
We good. Okay. I want to see.
It is another episode of the We'll Just Agree.
8-3. That's a lot of zeros.
Disagree.
Ain't what mine say. Next.
I'm Beyonce Fox, and
I am Ryan Lee. 6'9". That ain't my contract either.
He is on one today, y'all. We gotta get out of here.
I'm back.
He is on one today.
I'm back.
Make sure you follow me everywhere at Beyonce Fox.
If you want your contract read, hit me up at Ryan immediately. I'm gonna get you right. She wanna go talk to the Capitol. About what? The Capitol ain't gonna let you in.
Bye, y'all.